How does joint ownership affect state estate tax? Have you ever wondered how joint ownership of property can influence state estate tax? This topic is essential for anyone involved in estate planning. Let's break it down in a straightforward way. First, the type of joint ownership matters. If spouses own property as joint tenants with right of survivorship, when one spouse passes away, only their share is included in their estate. Typically, this means half of the property's value is counted for estate tax purposes. On the other hand, if non-spouses own property together, the entire property may be included in the estate of the first deceased owner. This can lead to higher estate tax exposure, unless the surviving owner can prove they contributed to the property. Next, let's talk about the marital deduction. When jointly owned property passes to a surviving spouse, it usually qualifies for the unlimited marital deduction. This means it is not subject to estate tax at the first spouse's death. However, only the deceased spouse's share is included in their estate, which may limit the use of their estate tax exemption. If joint ownership is not structured carefully, some of that exemption could go to waste. Now, consider the step-up in basis. The deceased spouse's share of the property gets a step-up in income tax basis to its fair market value at the date of death. This can lower capital gains tax if the surviving spouse decides to sell the property later. In community property states, the entire property often receives this step-up, which can eliminate capital gains tax if sold shortly after the surviving spouse's death. For non-spouses, however, the step-up generally applies only to the deceased owner's share, which could lead to higher taxes on the survivor's portion. There are also potential pitfalls to keep in mind. Joint ownership can sometimes waste the deceased spouse's estate tax exemption or lead to more property being taxed in the surviving spouse's estate. Additionally, survivorship rights mean that the property passes outside of the will or trust. This can conflict with the decedent's estate plan, especially in blended families. For effective estate planning, it's wise to review joint ownership arrangements. This ensures they align with your goals and maximize estate tax exemptions. In some cases, terminating joint tenancy on certain properties before death can help preserve the deceased spouse's estate tax exemption. Alternatives like trusts or tenancy by the entirety may offer better benefits for estate tax and asset protection. In summary, joint ownership can significantly affect state estate tax by determining how much property is included in the deceased owner's estate and how the marital deduction applies. Careful planning is essential to avoid unintended tax consequences and ensure your estate plan reflects your wishes.